So what exactly is pervasive computing, otherwise known as the Internet of Things? It can look something like this. As you can see, my phone was connected to the light switch, so by just a click of my button, the lights turned off. But now you can't see me, so I'll turn them back on. The Internet of Things is the concept of connecting everyday objects to the Internet. This can be anything from lamps and thermostats to microwaves and coffee makers. These items can be changed to a certain setting or turned off and on by just the click of a button on your phone or computer. There are 4 basic components to the Internet of Things: sensors and devices, connectivity, data processing, and a user interface. The first of these, sensors and devices, are things that collect data from the environment surrounding it. A good example of this is your phone. It's a device that combines multiple sensors like a camera, GPS, and compass in order to collect data from its environment. The second component, connectivity, allows the data to be sent to the cloud through things like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Once it's in the cloud, it is processed through the use of software. This is called data processing. Finally, the last component is a user interface, through which the info is converted into something that is useful for the average person. This will send things like alerts and notifications to you, for example, when the temperature gets too high in your house or someone breaks into your home. You can use this information to change the settings of devices in your home like the thermostat, either manually or automatically.
Xiaomi is a company that helped build the Internet of Things presence. Xiaomi is considered the Apple of China. Xiaomi was able to construct the pervasive computing system to work for their company by first supporting successful early-stage ventures, developing products that are complementary to Xiaomi's mobile phones. Xiaomi's then can turn LED lamps on or off, navigate interface on a TV, figure out when one's air purifier needs a new filter, and use a fitness tracker watch to follow goods.
When Xiaomi was first developing trial products, they used a small pool of customers to test their products and give them feedback and reviews. They quickly established customer loyalty, which eventually gave them higher switching costs. With a higher switching cost, Xiaomi had an advantage over other tech companies trying to satisfy the growing market of smartphone use among young people in China. Their small pool of customers remain loyal to their brand, so new entrants will have a harder time taking away their customers. In addition, Xiaomi has the first mover advantage, as they decided to be the first Apple-like product in China. They entered the smartphone market early in China and used that to their advantage to grow their brand and establish network effects quicker.
So we know how Xiaomi is a fast-growing player in the smart home industry for the Internet of Things, but obviously your big players like Apple, Google, and Samsung are already heavily invested. But regardless, one of the main benefits of IoT is personalization. So just like your phones and computers send data, now you have fridges and microwaves sending more special data to these companies, telling them more about what your needs and wants are, especially with the advent of smart speakers such as Alexa, which helps give suggestions to better understand what your schedule is like, which some people might not like, but for the time being it's working out pretty well. And as a result, personalization incurs switching costs on these companies. But that's not all. IoT also helps the manufacturers that actually make these light bulbs and microwaves. For instance, a factory can run fully automated. Instead of having people, you have these sensors and you have these data processors that help these factories run more efficiently.
Some of the real-world applications for the Internet of Things include cars, which can be self-automated. So instead of getting a driver when you order an Uber, you get a self-driving car. Other examples include wearable devices, such as smartwatches and Google Glass, smart cities, appliances, agricultural and farming applications, retail stores, healthcare, and hotels.